Yo, man, we back. Saturday Roundup. Week 4 of college football in the books, man. Arch Manning got his first start. Colorado got a win in overtime. Shout out to Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. And I don't know what's going on with my Auburn Tigers, but we're going to talk about it, man. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. It's coming up next. The Saturday Roundup. Let's go.
It's time for the Saturday Roundup.
Well, let's get into it, man. Arch Manning got his first start against ULM this past week because of the injury to Quinn Ewers, and it was a good first outing. Stats for Arch Manning: 15 of 29 for 258 yards. Excuse me. 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He threw his first interception on the first drive of the game. Kind of stared down the receiver a little bit and kind of threw it late. He had some pressure on him 2 different ways and threw that. Second interception he threw was a little bit high over the middle. And it was a tip ball that went into the defender's hand. But overall than that, he played a solid game. They came out with the win, 51-3. They are trying to create this narrative of there's some type of quarterback situation in Texas. Not at all. Once Quinn Ewers comes back, it is going to be Quinn Ewers' team. Quinn Ewers should be projected to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft this year. Arch Manning still has a lot to learn. But just because he has the last name Manning does not give him the right to go ahead and just say, all right, I'm stepping in. I'm the next one. You got your time coming next year, man. So it is what it is, man. He had a great outing. Got a win. So we'll see what happens next week if Quinn Ewers is back. I don't think he is, but we'll see what happens. But great outing, man. But a special shout out to Jadon Blue, he had a great game as well too, man. 25 carries for 124 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and then he added another receiving touchdown as well. So, man, that helped him out a lot as well too, man. So, shout out to Texas for getting that win against ULM. It looks as if the future is bright at the quarterback position with Arch Manning there. So we'll see. He's still just a redshirt freshman, so we'll see what happens going forward. Could the Sun Belt Conference have the highest ranked Group of 5 team in the college football playoff? I mean, week 1, Old Dominion took South Carolina to the wire. Could have won that game. The South Alabama Jaguars put up 87 points a couple of weeks ago. And now the James Madison University football team went to North Carolina and put up 70 against an ACC school. Who was supposed to be North Carolina, was supposed to be one of the top teams in the country from a lot of people. Man, James Madison did a big one. They did a big one this past Saturday, man. Alonzo Barnett was the star of the show. The star of the show, man. He did it on the ground and he did it through the air. Let's take a look at his stats, man. Alonzo Barnett III, 22 of 34 for 388 yards, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions. He added 13 carries for 99 yards on the ground for 2 touchdowns. He had a day. Omarion Dollison, 3 catches for 125, 1 touchdown. Cam Ross, 7 catches, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. 2 receivers over 100 yards. And to add to that, Terrence Spence on the defensive side of the ball had 3 tackles with 1 assist and the 2 interceptions that were thrown by North Carolina. Mr. Spence caught them. Is James Madison the team? Right now they're 3-0. Could they be the highest ranked Group of 5 team that takes that spot? I mean, it's a possibility. Could the Sun Belt be the conference that has the highest ranked Group of 5 team in the playoffs? Could they? Time will tell. Shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes, man. Thrilling game last night against Baylor, man. Thrilling game against Baylor, man. The Buffaloes pulled out a win. They got a win in overtime. Last second in the end of regulation, Hail Mary pass from Shador Sanders to Webster to send the game into overtime, 31-31. They get into overtime. Baylor defers, gives Colorado the ball to start. Colorado goes down and scores. Baylor comes down. Baylor's marching to the end zone. The quarterback, I can't remember his name at the moment. Forgive me. He runs down to the 2-yard line, gets tackled. They give the ball to the running back. Running back gets to the goal line, and the best player in the country, ladies and gentlemen, I made a video on this. We made a video about this guy on the Water Cooler Talk podcast channel. Travis Hunter forced a fumble on the goal line that rolled out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Colorado gets the win. I'm excited, man. I have given my fair criticism of this Colorado Buffaloes program. I have been critical of them when need be, because at some points in time it looks wild over there. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But they got a win. They got a win, and they got a really good win too, man. This was they found a way to win, because a lot of times last year the Colorado team would find ways to lose the game too. But they found a way to win the game. They did. They found a way to win the game. And the best player on the team, Travis Hunter, was the reason behind it. I'm telling you, man, that man should win the Heisman, man. That man should literally be considered the Heisman Trophy winner, no matter what Colorado's record is. And they have a tough schedule coming up, because next week they play UCF. They got to go to UCF and play UCF. They still got Kansas State. They still got Oklahoma State. They still got Utah on their schedule. But congratulations to Coach Prime and the Buffaloes, man. Three more wins, Colorado, and you bowl eligible. 3 more. You get 3 more, you bowl eligible. I'm excited, man. I hope they can get bowl eligible. I want to see Coach Prime succeed. So it is what it is. Shout out to him. Congratulations. The prodigal son returned home, and he took the W. Josh Heupel walked back into Norman, Oklahoma with his Tennessee team and got a W, man. Tennessee looked really good, man. Now, there were things that they could have cleaned up on. Let's keep it real. There's things they can clean up on. But overall, Tennessee looked good. Tennessee should be in that national contender conversation, not just playoff contender conversation. They should be in the national championship contender conversation. They good. Defense held them to 3 points throughout the game until Oklahoma had a quarterback change. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But Tennessee looks really good, man. Tennessee looks good. Heupel got the W, man. There's nothing else I can say about it, man. Heupel came in. He came back to his spot, took over the spot, got the W, and left with his team, and was like, yeah, y'all missed me. Yeah, y'all shouldn't have fired me. I could have been y'all head coach. But Tennessee got me. What it is, though. Y'all shouldn't have fired me. But it is what it is, though. Man, but on the flip side, man, Oklahoma is in a situation of their own. They got a situation right there. Who's gonna be the starting quarterback for Oklahoma going into the Auburn week? That's the same question Auburn has. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for Auburn going into the Oklahoma week? Fair question. Jackson Arnold put 3 points on the board. Michael Hawkins Jr. came in and gave you 2 touchdowns. So what does Brent Venables do? What does he do? Who's the starting quarterback? Is it Hawkins? Is it Arnold? Hawkins looked good. The offense looked like it was moving with Hawkins. And I tell people this all the time, man. People talk about this, man. I tell you, I have an affinity for dual threat quarterbacks. I do. Because I'm not expecting a dual threat quarterback to sit back in the pocket and be Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not expecting them to do that. I just need them to be good enough, above average, throwing the ball to where they keep the defense honest because their legs is the difference maker in the game. I've always said that. But we'll see what happens, man. Maybe this game coming up this week between Oklahoma at Auburn is going to be an interesting one because we don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be. We don't know. Jackson Arnold or Hawkins Jr. on Oklahoma side, Peyton Thorne or Hank Brown on Auburn side. We'll see. We'll see. Oh boy. Auburn has a lot of questions, but no answers. Auburn lost to Arkansas this weekend. 24-14. Now, at the beginning of the week, I actually picked Arkansas to win this game. I thought Arkansas would win 27-23. I thought Auburn would at least put up 23 points. I was under the impression that Auburn would go with a 23-20 lead, and then Taylor Green and Arkansas offense would come down the field and have a miraculous drive and get a game-winning touchdown to win the game 27-23. That's how I saw it happen. Auburn's offense was inept. Arkansas really was not really doing anything special on defense for real. Showing cover 2, rolling the cover 3. Quarterbacks getting confused. Quarterbacks staring down receivers. Maybe if they were peeling off and looking at it, they were still. We've had this discussion on multiple channels, Auburn Addicts channel, about telegraphing throws. I mean, it seems as if something is fundamentally wrong with this offense because within 3 weeks, there have been 2 different defenses that have come into Jordan-Hare Stadium and basically run the exact same thing, and 2 different quarterbacks have had similar results. Is that a player problem or is that a coaching problem? I honestly don't know, but I have an idea. I put it on the coach. I put it on Hugh Freeze. I do. Execution, that's coaching. Because during the week, you should be getting your guys ready to execute what it is that you want to do, scheme and game plan wise, to win the game. So that's a coaching problem. Execution is a coaching problem. Effort is a player problem. A player can give effort. That's what players do. You give effort. Execution is a coaching problem. And I can't sit here and say that these guys, those players are not giving effort. Maybe some of them are not. Film will tell. The eye in the sky don't lie, as Coach Red would always say. The eye in the sky don't lie. Shout out to Coach Red anyway. I appreciate you now that I'm older. Shout out to you. But I don't know, man. I mean, it just doesn't seem it's something fundamentally wrong with this offense and Coach Freeze. Is it stubbornness on the coaching side to not do something different? Or are the players just not that good? And in both of those situations, that's still on coaching, because if the coaches are too stubborn to change what actually could be going on, that's a coaching problem. That's a you problem. That's an ego problem. And then on the other hand, if the players are not that good to execute what you want to do, that's a talent evaluation problem. That's the coaching. You the one that went out and recruited this guy. That's coaching. Maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe I am. I don't know. Tell me if I am. If I am, please tell me. So we can have a discussion of what it is. I've seen Nick Saban take a converted running back that moved to quarterback to a national championship. That's coaching. You fit the player's abilities to what you want to do. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully we can get it right at Auburn, because I'm tired of having this conversation every year about what it is that of why we can't be great, why we can't be in the conversation. We're either always on the outside part of the conversation, or we're not in the conversation at all. Why can't we be continuously a perennial player in the conversation of being a national championship contender, being a playoff contender, being an SEC championship contender? I don't know. But hopefully at Auburn they can get it right. Hopefully we can get everything taken care of. But man, yeah, sticking with Auburn. We'll be behind them. But I mean, just because I'm sticking behind them doesn't mean I can't criticize what I see, what my eyes see. But it is what it is. That'll do it for this week's episode of the Saturday Roundup, man. Thank y'all so much for watching these. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you hit the notification bell, so you know when we are posting videos and when videos come out. So we thank y'all so much, man. If you like listening to us on the audio version, listen to the Water Cooler Talk podcast that we put out every Wednesday on the audio version on whatever podcast player that you listen to. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, any of those, or any other podcast player that you listen to, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. If you like these, comment below. Like and share the video using the hashtag WCTPod, man. And keep putting them out, man. So we appreciate y'all so much, man. And until next week, we'll see you when we see you. Y'all have a good one.